When something seems mysterious or beyond our current understanding, the explanation often defaults to God did it. Not because it's proven, not because it's testable, but because it's emotionally satisfying. That's what the God of the gaps fallacy is all about. This way of thinking comes up most when science brushes up against the unknown. If we don't yet know how life began, then some say it must have been designed. If we don't fully understand consciousness, then it must have come from a soul. If the universe is complex and vast, then there must be a creator. But that's not reasoning. It's filling in blanks with faith. It turns a lack of knowledge into a justification for belief. It's easy to see why people find comfort in this. Gaps in knowledge are uncomfortable. They make us feel small. The idea that there's a purpose, that someone's in control, that there's meaning in the chaos, is tempting. But comfort isn't the same as truth. A comforting answer can still be wrong. And that's why this fallacy is so dangerous. It replaces curiosity with closure. It replaces exploration with explanation. Before you've even looked under the next rock, you've decided what's there. You can trace this pattern back through the way people used to explain natural events. Thunder? That was the gods expressing anger. Earthquakes? Divine punishment? Plagues? Wrath for sin. Each time, those gaps were plugged with a supernatural answer. But as science progressed, those gaps shrank. We now know thunder comes from lightning superheating the air. Earthquakes happen because of tectonic shifts. Plagues are caused by microbes. Each time we gain understanding, the need for a god in that space disappears. This isn't just about ancient history, it's happening today. Some argue the fine-tuning of the universe points to a creator. But that's just another gap. We don't yet fully understand the origin of the universe or why physical constants are what they are. But using that mystery as proof of a god is premature. It's like seeing a locked door and assuming a dragon lives behind it because you haven't opened it yet. The problem with God of the Gaps thinking is that it stops questions from being asked. If a mystery is seen as divine, why investigate further? Why research, test, or explore? In this way, belief becomes a full stop at the end of a sentence that should have been a question mark. Science thrives on not knowing. It advances because people admit they don't have all the answers. Religion, when it relies on these fallacies, discourages that process. It's also important to notice that the gaps keep moving. Every time knowledge expands, the God explanation retreats. The sphere of mystery gets smaller. What was once divine becomes ordinary. Light used to be a miracle. Now we understand photons, wavelengths, and electromagnetism. Childbirth used to be magical. Now we understand fertilization, DNA, gestation. The divine gets displaced by understanding. So the God of the Gaps fallacy doesn't just plug holes, it shrinks. It's a retreating concept. If your belief relies on gaps in science, then the advancement of science threatens that belief. It's built on temporary ignorance. That's not a foundation, it's quicksand. If one's God only exists in what we don't understand, then every discovery makes that God smaller. That's not sustainable.